you had I thought, an interesting message because you came into a place where everybody was raving about Texas and how great everything is in Texas. And you said, it's good, but it can be better.
Right.
And during the course of the laundry list of things where you said we could be better, you mentioned education and healthcare. And can you take kind of each one of those and say, what do you mean by Texas can be better in the area of education?
Okay. So the public school education in a lot of parts of Texas does a good job. Not in all parts of Texas. But my message is, are we concerned about the children or are we concerned about the institution of education? Because we've built a top-heavy public education system whereby we have our focus, to me, is more on the administration and the institution and the bureaucracy of education rather than the classroom and the children.
Now, even in Texas, where they have, 1,000-some independent school districts and, less of that top-down state government control, you still think it's too much in Texas?
Well, when I say that, education is not a one-size-fits-all. And I believe that parents should be able to choose the best institution for educating their children, because they know their children better than the government does. And so, for example, we have 300,000 kids in Texas that are in school districts that are underserving them, are underperforming because of the zip code that they live in. Well, these kids have a mental capacity literally to change the world if given the opportunity. And so I believe, because education was very important to me growing up, I believe that if we give these parents and the children the opportunities to expand beyond just their zip code, that we will see a tremendous change in the education system, because competition always drives out the best in everyone and everything. And the skilled labor and workforce that we talk about, well, that's the next generation. And so it's our job to prepare them the best we can, not just with a one-size-fits-all, but give them the opportunities which best fits them so that they are prepared, be it in science and technology, be it in construction, be it in plumbing, or be it college, junior college, whatever it is, to give them the opportunity to succeed in education. That's our job.
Do you have, in your district, do you have any urban areas?
I have rural areas. Frisco is a very fast-growing city. Rockwall is fast-growing. And then I do have the rural areas in my district.
So these are mostly suburban North Dallas?
Suburban Northeast Dallas.
Okay.
Rockwall County, and then some rural cities, the Blue Ridges, the Annas, the Farmersvilles.
Now, if you want to be Speaker of the House in the state legislature, you're going to be dealing with constituencies who serve inner cities, and even in Texas, the city constituencies, the Democrats have a stronghold in the cities. How does this message of educational liberty play in the urban areas?
Well, it's a question. The question is, what are you concerned with? Is it truly the children of your district? Or is it the bureaucracy and the special interests of education? And that's a decision that we all have to make as representatives. And a question that we have to answer. If we're going to be honest, it's the children. And so if it is indeed the children, then let's make the decisions beyond party lines, beyond partisanship, and say what's best for them. Long after we're gone, these children are going to be handed the baton of leadership. That's the challenge. That's the question. And when we answer that question honestly, then I think we can come up with some good results.
Now, you mentioned health care, and you didn't dwell on that. You just mentioned it in passing in your speech. What do you think is the appropriate role of state government when it comes to health care?
Well, when I was talking about that too, I serve on the Human Services Committee in the House. And we have to make a lot of decisions with the DPS, DADS, DARS, DFPS. And I believe that Texas can best handle the healthcare needs of Texans more than the federal government. And so my point is that we have to be strong here in Texas and do what's best for our citizens, like denying the expansion of Medicaid in Texas, right? and being able, for instance, maybe like block grants, and having the ability to distribute funds amongst our citizens, whereby we see where it's needed best amongst our constituency.
I could see that there would be support for block grants in a Republican caucus. Is there support for saying to the federal government, we believe so strongly in this local and state role in this that we're willing to walk away from federal money?
Well, we'll see. Right, that's a question to be answered, or to be asked. And sometimes, you have to be willing to walk away from stuff in order to get the best results. But that's a discussion to be had. That's a good question. And I've been in those situations before, where you had to walk away from something, even though it looked good, in order to stay true to your conviction and do the best job.
Now, since we've posted the video of your speech on Facebook, a number of people have contacted me, and I'm sure you get this all the time, but immediately people are trying to take you out of the job you're in now and get you to run for a job at a higher level. I don't want to ask you whether you want to do that or not. What I want to know is, what do you think about when you look forward in your life and say, I want to have an active role in making my state or my country a better place? Are you thinking of a career in public service, or do you think in terms of, what, I'll take it as it comes? How do you think about that?
That's a good question, and that has been asked a lot. People have had their opinions about that, so I'm glad you asked me. I'm a fourth-generation Texan. I love Texas. I'm called to be in Texas and to serve Texas in this season of my life, and that's what my focus is. That's what my concentration is. It's making Texas better. I happen to have the ability, the God-given ability, not because I'm great, to share a message. And if that message transcends from Texas to national to whatever, then you know what? Thank God, because the more people we can reach, the better. But my focus and my concentration is the Lonestar State of Texas. Many people have wondered. Some people have said, well, maybe he's running for this, maybe he's running for that. I want to make it very clear. I'm a state representative in Texas, and I'm running for the Speaker of the House in Texas only, period.
Thank you very much.